Hello everyone. In today's dragon profile we'll be doing is one of the weirdest and strangest dragons. It's not just a dragon in general, because they have not just one head but two. Unlike the other dragons that breathe fire, this one is different. And they are meet the Hideous Zippleback. R.A. The large dragon mystery class, formerly fear class. These Zipplebacks, their large size, they're about 70 to 10 inches, 21.51 meters long, 8 feet 1 inch, 2.46 meters tall. They weigh about 6,036 pounds, or 27,037.9 kilograms. And their wingspan's about 47 feet 4 inches, 14.43 meters. Not very long wings. The Hideous Zippleback is often described as one of the most unusual dragons in the world. This dragon has two long serpentine necks with rounded spikes from head to tail. These spikes can zip together in order to create an illusion of one neck. At the end of the necks are two short heads. The Zippleback has a large horn on each nose and two thinner horns on top of each head. Like most dragons, they have yellow reptilian eyes. The teeth in their lower jaw seem to be more longer than the one in the one's upper jaw, sticking out. They also have two tails, which can zip together also. The tail ends at each tail possesses a fin-like structure, shaped like an arrowhead. Interestingly enough, all Zipplebacks are shown to have slightly tattered wings. They have short but strong legs with 4 claws. The Zippleback is probably one of the longest of the medium-sized dragons, if not the longest. And what's unusual about this one is they don't breathe fire. Instead, the head of each side breathes flammable gas, while the left one produces an electrical spark from its mouth to ignite the gas, creating lethal explosions. Small firebolts or large fire walls to contain their enemies by itself. The gas can make a human disoriented and confused, except for the twins, possibly because they have gotten used to it. Zippleback gas can be used to determine the location of any camouflage because it will go around to solid objects. This will give the appearance of an empty space. In the film, Zippleback can still emit gas, but it's not flammable. This was proven when Gobber was unable to make an explosion, despite having the gas near his head. Hideous Zippleback can use their gas to hide in, which makes them very stealthy. They also use to unexpectedly strike their victims. The gas acts like a smokescreen, obscuring their movements. They are solitary hunters that prefer to hunt alone. They hunt in ambush, since Zibblebacks have great stealth, and they will use their gas to trap their prey and before launching a sneak attack. They are even able to hunt well in the forest bushes. They seem to be more comfortable on the ground in terrestrial style, rather than hunting from above. An ability that these Zibblebacks can do, they consist of releasing large amounts of gas and then setting themselves on fire. Not a monstrous nightmare level. When they bite their own tails and become a flammable wheel or Ouroboros, which is called the Flaming Ouroboros Formation, which they can use to knock out enemies. It is likely they have been taught how to use this ability, however. And also, officially stated that the Zippleback's venom is ejected for pre-digestion, which may mean that they have weak digestive systems. But it is said that Zippleback's has no venom at all, likely because it's not used for offensive purposes. There are claims that the Hideous Zippleback are poor flyers and walkers, but they have shown to be quite agile and fast. This was demonstrated in a battle with the Red Death, and later also multiple times in the series. Therefore, it is safe to assume that the Zippleback is actually quite agile and flexible dragon. Although nowhere being near the fastest, as shown by Barf and Belch, are one of the few dragons that can fly upside down. They were also able to temporarily outrun two running Quakens. Barf and Belch are also able to catch up with the Scrael, although the Scrael had been slowed down slightly by Toothless and Stormfly, and their endurance and stamina. The Zippleback are able to endure the attack of a Typhumarang and still able to continue the battle, as they have a large amount of stamina on their side. To continue a long flight to catch up with other dragons, as shown repeatedly from Barf and Belch. Zipplebacks can recover easily from giant attacks like electric plasma explosion and remain unscathed. Also, when Barf was stung by a juvenile speed stinger. Belch was unaffected and was able to stand and control the body while dragging around the paralyzed Barf, who constantly emit flammable gas. Barf and Belch were able to recover fast after being hit with a dragon rot arrow and crashing into the ocean. And they are known to be great climbers, as they were able to climb steep terrain very well because their habitats. They often lived in caves and forests. And also, the Hideous Zippleback have great senses. Both Barf and Belch were able to smell that Hiccup had an eel. They can see through fog. Their senses of smell is increased when they are in their Titan wing stage. But it's unknown how acute their sense of smell in their broad wing stage. Due to their two heads, zipperbacks don't often rely on their senses. Due to their two heads, zipperbacks don't often rely on their senses, as their two heads make them incredibly hard to sneak up on. Despite their long, thin appearance, the musculature in the zippleback neck is enormously powerful, which combined with the thickness of their skulls make their head formidable weapons. As seen from an episode where Barf and Belch use their heads as hammers, pounding sheets of Gronko iron flat after they've been smelted by Meatlug and heated by Hookfang. Likewise, Barf and Belch were able to smash a stone pillar supporting this statue, dropping it into the path of oncoming lava. A Zippleback can attain outwing its neck and produce even greater forces when Hiccup was trapped inside of the inside his diving bell. Fishlegs initially believed that its reinforced Gronko iron made a dragon proof, but Tough Nut inserted to pry the bar and, at his command, Barf and Belch zipped their necks together and were able to apply enough force to open the panel of the side. A Zippleback likewise proved capable of carrying the combined weight of a Gronko without too much difficulty, carrying two people. However, the single neck of a Zippleback, as shown by Barf, was incapable of carrying a very heavy rider. Barf and Belch were also shown to be able to carry a large dragon like the Titan Wing, Dromalinian, with little effort, and without the aid of other dragons. However, this was This is an inconsistency and should have not have happened as portrayed. In combat, Barf and Belcher were strong enough to easily take out multiple outcasts, berserkers, and dragon hunters with just their heads. They are also strong enough to hold the ground against a Night Fury. Their leg strength was able to temporarily allow them to avoid being dragged off by a roof by Toothless. But he later got them off the roof by the time Hiccup came, and Toothless slightly struggled to pull Barf and Belch away from a dragon root. And for their intelligence, while growing hatchlings are stated in a Dragonpedia to have high intelligence and problem solving abilities, such as having one head watch for danger while the other watches for food, or managing to solve complex problems, such as one head scaring the prey into the mouth of the other. Zippleback have proven to be very intelligent at times. In the film, Zippleback was the first out of all the dragons to find a Holgun tribe hide their sheep. Barf and Belch knew to use their distress call when Hiccup was in trouble. They also know to use the Intodon statue of Caldera K to stop the flow of lava threatening to destroy the village. They have the special ability to simultaneously transmit information to both their brains. For example, if one head wears a blindfold and food is stuck in front of the other head, both heads will start salivating at the same time, even though only one can actually see the food. With this special ability, it makes it nearly impossible to sneak up on a Zippleback. The two heads, however, still possess their individual thoughts and different personalities. But they have weaknesses. Similar to the Gronkos in Monster's Nightmare, Hideous Zipplebacks can't get confused with too much racket and loud noises. The the dual heads can be vulnerability, as Dargo Bloodfist forced forces were able to incapacitate a Zippleback by shooting dart into the neck of the head, knocking both out. The two heads have different personalities, and if they don't work together, it can be hard for them to do anything. They even slam into objects if both heads are not paying attention when chasing prey. As shown when a wild Zippleback chased Toughnut into the tree, however, when Barf was stung by a immature speed stinker. Belch was uninfected and possessed to drag the paralyzed Barf, who could constantly emit flammable gas. This is especially a problem when they have reached their Titan wing stage. Perhaps due to their larger size and relatively short but broad wings, Zibblebacks are slower in flight than many other species. Although this doesn't mean they are slower than some dragons like Gronkles. According to the first film, dousing the sparking head with water can short out the fire starting ability, leaving the Zippleback unable to light up the flammable gas from the other head. The dragon has two personalities and two minds, one each head, and often these different ideas, thoughts, and personality caused by the hideous Zippleback's heads to argue with each other over what to do. This, this dragon reminds some Vikings of bickering siblings when they aren't fleeing from it. Occasionally, the Zippleback forgets that it's a two-headed dragon, thus one head tries to go one way, while the other tries to go to the other way, which can be problematic, because one head of some hideous Zippleback individuals, such as Sparkle and Sparks, can even end up falling in love with each other's head. Even baby Zibblebacks fight over which direction to go where or what to do. Despite squabbling between heads, the Zippleback tends to be very social amongst their own kind, and even with other species. Many tend to form packs. It has been stated by Gubber that once this dragon is saved by a Viking, they must pay their long time debt. They are willingly to do anything to show how grateful they are of their own savior by giving them fish or affection. This could be another way of training a Zippleback or any other dragon species. As Barf and Belch have proven, they will even leave their old riders behind to stay with another for their entire life until they return the favor. And that the hideous Zippleback and other dragons have a sense of humor when a hideous Zippleback attacks Ruffler the Toughnut. While the twins fight, the heads grin at each other as the twins continue to fight while dangling from Zippleback's mouth. And hideous Zipplebacks typically prefer to eat fish. Fish lakes theorize that this diet was a result in a dragon's two heads, as this would allow the hideous Zippleback to capture its prey more easily than it would with just a single head. And that's it for this video. Like and subscribe and see you later, guys.